Well, another day in paradise. And yep, I'm back on the lathe. And today, I want to make a hollow vessel. Not because I haven't done hollow vessels before, but because I got a new toy. Just ordered myself a couple of carbide tips. Actually, I got 3 rounds, which I lost one in the shed somewhere. Dropped and I can't find it. And I got a packet of 10 square cutters. Now, I ordered the round corners, but they shipped me the square ones. Oh well. I'm gonna make do with these, but I'm dying to test these 2 little tools out. This one is for my hollow vessels, and I wanted the square round over so I could make a long handle, heavy duty, so I could go in there on my long faces and stuff like that. And I need to order some round ones, bigger ones. These are pretty tiny. I was shocked when I saw them on how tiny they were. But anyway, so gonna be working with these. Well, today I'm going to be working on a couple of tools. And in here I got a 3/8 mild steel rod, which I'm heating up, and I'm going to make this a hollowing tool with a carbide stick. So I'm going to heat it up. I already started heating it, but I'm going to continue heating this up until it gets nice. Okay, that's set at 45 degrees. Now I have to bend this over here in the opposite direction. And set it up in a way that this point will end up parallel with this point, which means another 45 degrees going in the opposite direction. Now it's going to bend this right about here, and I will cut off the excess on the front tip. Now I got this parallel, heat it up. Okay, well, I know I got a nice line over here. I got a decent hook, so it will allow me to get into slightly tighter spaces. That should go right around the neck and clear all this up and be able to put my tip right over here. I don't know if I got too much of an offset where it's going to restrict me on the size of the opening that I make up, but it will definitely work for me as far as making a nice set for that. The points, the meeting points, are right here. So that's the parallel line. That's going to be the front of my cutter. And the bottom of that gets rounded off like a shape of a like a toenail, a fingernail grind on the bottom, kind of. And the profile continues to the cutter itself. So I'm going to cut it on this angle, which is already close to the profile that's actually going to be set on that, and it should be good. So that's the shape that I wanted. I'm going to take this to the grinder, flatten up a small piece on top, and shape that up. This is the way that I cut, so I want the cutter on the top over here, and try to do a slight angle on it. That might work for me. So it's a matter of shaping this a little bit. So I got it ground. And like I said, I put a little bit of a down angle on it. And this is my tip, which will fit, which will fit right in there like that. So I actually have to go a little bit deeper with that and a little further out. So I'm going to grind it a little bit more over here and down a little bit. Time to go shopping for some set screws and a tap for this. Well, just went to Home Depot. Didn't spend much, but got me a tap and 4 set screws. Number 6, 32 3/8 of an inch, and a matching tap for it to drill my steel, and got a square rod for one of the square head tools. So I'll be making a couple of handles. Well, actually for the hollowing tool, I'm just going to use the handle from the Harbor Freight tool set that I had, keeping the set kind of matched, and I'm going to cut it roughly to the same length that I had on the other one. The length was not an issue, it was just the curve and the keeping on sharpening. So I'll keep this one with a set of the 2, 4, 6, 8 piece that I have up there. They are not good tools, but either way, you know, might as well use them whenever I can. So let's have some fun. Well, this camera does not like facing the light. So got my drill bit in there and going to match up and mark where I need to tap this for my cutter head. Well, tool number 2. I'm going to make it the same size as this one right here, and that will work. So I can get it in there, it's right up against the top, and This will be more than enough for what this cutter is going to be able to do. Well, another trip to Home Depot. For my square cutters, I needed 1/4 screws. So I already had a tap and I already had the drill bit, so it wasn't too bad of a trip. But either way, I hate it when I have to go back for little things. But time to get in here, get my drill bit in, and set the first one. On the lathe, I got a little piece of wood. It's going to be sea grape. I got a lot of sea grape, so there's going to be a lot of projects with sea grape. And, you know, seeing that it's a nice wood, I am not going to complain about it. So I'll use it as I can. Now, I've never used this type of a cutter, so it's going to take me a little bit of getting used to and see how it behaves. So, let's see how it goes. Maybe I should start with my roughing gouge on this. I don't want to test that right off the bat. Yeah, I'm going to go with a roughing gouge and clean it up a little bit first. Now this is going to be a vase of some sort, and just going to make it wide bottom and a skinny neck so I can go in there with my hollowing tool. Check this out. Oh my God, this is nice. Oh yeah, I got a little round one too. little bit of me getting used to it. All gonna go in here with a square and just screw up the face. Oh, that is beautiful. Well, I'm gonna bring in my tailstock in there and drill that out with my Forstner bit. It's gonna be a nice looking piece, but I do have some cracking going through here for some reason. Maybe it won't be so nice. Well, let's see how I do on the inside. I got a lot of cracking on this wood. I'm gonna treat that up with a little bit of CA once I get a little bit closer. Not at this point. Here from last night and got these cracks filled in with CA. It's still establishing more cracks at this point, but I'm going to be turning most of this foot away anyway, but you can see that there's a lot of cracks going on. So I'm going to sand this. The overall face is in pretty good shape, so I'm going to sand it and finish it. everything looks pretty good on the whole face. I do have these splits that of course I had here yesterday. So those are unavoidable, and it feels good to the touch all the way around. So I think the face looks okay, but I want to add a little punch to it. So I'm going to bring in my little gouge in here and control a bead and split it up by a clean bead on the outside. I don't know if I want to call it a bead, but it will be split off with some sort of definition that will separate the two. So really, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little gouge and go in here and do a pattern about 1/2 inch wide. That to be very clean or refined or anything of that sort. Just want to create those lines and leave a little texture to them. This is not sanding it down, getting rid of anything. It's just cleaning up fibers. Okay, and that looks pretty good. That's ready for some sanding sealer and finishing it up. Yeah, I got the cracks going through here, but that's what it is. I am not going to pick that apart. I'm not going to discard this. I'm going to leave it as is. Those are things that are outside of my control. I can't believe how quickly the sea grape spalted. Now this sea grape was cut down about a week, maybe a week and a half ago. And this was just a small log, small piece that was outside. Since I got all the sea grape. So, I mean, which has only been actually less than a week since I got it. And it was fresh cut stuff. Amazing. Simply amazing. Love the pinkish and then the dark separation going through. Really, really nice. For the finalizing of this, I don't think I have enough here for the jaws to grip with a paper towel, so I can do that. So I'm going to see how I'm going to finish this. It's something I was actually thinking that I was going to be cutting the base right back here and leaving just a little circular stub. But either way, I would still have to finish that. But I kind of liked what's going on here, so I might just leave this and just finish off this piece and leave these splits in here. So I will see. Time for buffing. This wood takes an amazing finish. One of the best finishes that I've gotten in any of my pieces comes off on the sea grape. I mean, I get perfect reflections on the lighting around me. Can see the light bulb, can see the glow around it, can see just about everything. Of course, it started with a shape. But beautiful, beautiful finish on this wood. Definitely. Best finishes I've established up to date has got to be on this wood right here. Sea grape. If you have it, use it. And if you can get it. It's just an amazing, amazing piece of wood. Now, when I get things like this, I mean, I gotta admit, I do feel somewhat lucky that it's readily available for me just about anywhere. I mean, I could go to my yard and get a nice looking stump if I wanted to cut down the tree, but yeah, because it's pretty aggressive. I mean, I still see plenty on Craigslist saying, you know, come and pick it up. Nice firewood. Yeah, firewood, all right. I'm not getting it because I don't want to just let it ruin anyway by leaving it outside and having it all split up. And, you know, I as it is, I have quite a bit of it right now. So, you know, I feel that, you know, I would just be hogging it and not utilizing it to its potential. Well, this looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to see is what I can do down here as far as finishing up the foot. The foot is far from being finished. I don't think I can mount this back, at least not with these jaws, and I don't want to switch jaws again just for the matter of putting this up. So let me see if I actually have a way that I can reverse chuck this. I'm just checking size, I'm not gonna grip it. It's close, very close, but I don't think it's gonna work. Actually, I can't believe it. With the paper towel in here, it's just gonna make it. So yes, I'll be able to reverse mount that, and I have to keep into account that I have these jaws on when I'm doing things, so maybe I can always plan it and it not be an accident when I have to do something like this. This was an accident. I wish I could say it was planned, because it would definitely make me look better, but no. Sometimes things happen that just happen to be a good accident. As Bob Ross used to say, a happy accident. So you can see that this really has taken on a lot of splitting at the end grain. A lot of splitting. A lot more than I like, but so I'm going to turn that down until I feel justified or satisfied with the results that I got. Love it when I have a center that I can still work off. Makes life so much easier. Now, I always extend my tailstock as as much as I can, not to the extreme, but to give me enough room to work in this area. I don't keep it short over here and be working cluttered up in there. So, if you have room, give yourself a little bit of room when you are finalizing these things. Now, I'm going to go in here and start trimming some of this, and go actually with my new square edge carbide. No damages on the outside, just that little nub there. And the nub is pretty close to the pit. The pit is right there actually. But just gotta sand that down a little bit and call it done. Well, here it is. Spalted sea grape vase. Sea grape, I don't know if it's going to be like this throughout the remainder of the sea grape I got outside, but it seems to be a wood that spalts very quickly and beautifully. It also is a wood that gets a lot of splits on it, so you know, it would be a good wood definitely to use anchor seal on here. You can see those cracks that go out through out the neck. I had some that came all the way up to the top, but I put CA early on, so it held pretty good, which this one was one of them right here. But beautiful, beautiful spalting. Created a little bit of a pattern to break up the monotony of the nice finish all the way through, and simulated that same pattern on the rim on the top, just barely. Put 3 little beads here and put about 3/4 of an inch of beading on that area. Nothing on the bottom, that's it. But beautiful, beautiful finish. This wood gives me the best finish that I've put on vases. Sea grape. Just gotta sign it. Well, thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon. Probably some other sea grape stuff coming up while it's still green, and hopefully that I can utilize it, and hopefully I find more stuff like this. It would definitely make some interesting pieces. The inside looks pretty good. The cuts, these new tools that I got are definitely going to be a huge thing in my shop. Gonna make life so much easier when I'm turning some stuff. And the fact that my tool is not going to keep wearing down is another big thing, because I have some tools that I've sharpened it about 2 inches worth of the tool length. So they shrink down fast, but I sharpen my tools. I keep my tools always sharp whenever I'm doing fresh cuts or final cuts. Even sometimes on a rough cut, it's just a little rough, and I will sharpen it up 2 times during a turning, 2-3 times sometimes. So anyway, beautiful. See you soon.